All right. Come on. Great day today. Beautiful weather. Thank the good Lord for that. Short week. So, obviously we lost 2 days, and the way we do it here is, so we'll lose competition Tuesday because we're already, we're playing 2 games in 5 days. So this is like a normal Wednesday for us. So it was a great work day. Got a lot of the base game plan in, had to work fast, and I thought our kids really showed up and had a ton of energy. Obviously, it's a huge game for us at home. We put ourselves in position to be 4-3 right here past the mid-year mark, which is the best this program's been in a long time as we build this great program back. We're blessed to be playing a conference game past the mid-year mark that really matters in the conference standings, and all that's great, and like I said, we keep continuing to grow. Really hope our fans show up Thursday night because we're going to need them. You know what I mean? And we're going to need them. We're going to need all the help we can get. We need the whole Southern Miss family to band together and pull together on this deal to help beat a really good team. A program that's won this league the last few years, that was picked to win this league, that's really talented and is doing a great job. So with that, I'll open it up.
Will, with the short week, what's the plan for the next couple of days?
Yeah, so today's a Wednesday, tomorrow will be a Thursday, the next day will be a Friday, and the next day will be a Saturday. So we're just on Wednesday. So you just fast forward through it. Andrew, you get a lot of work done. You don't sleep, you know what I mean? And you just power through, and we're on what it's a normal Wednesday today. Yeah.
How do you just feel like you're at health-wise with having to do this quick turnaround?
I think we're good, we're in the middle of the year. Everybody's got bumps and bruises and banged up. We had a few guys out last week. We think we'll get some of them back, hopefully. And, we didn't lose anybody in that game, I don't think. That's still up in the air. But we're just rocking and rolling through it, man. Middle of the year, it's football,
Well, looks like the Cajuns have found themselves offensively and really found a quarterback.
Yeah, they did. They really exploded last week and had their best offensive performance. And they got some really good coaches over there. Mike Diaz is a great friend of mine. We worked together. Really smart football coach, George Munoz, Tim Leger. Those guys have been really good coaches for a long time. So, you knew they would eventually get it going offensively. And, man, they're just a really good team. They're really good in the kicking game. Got a lot of respect for them.
Will, I had told you before the season that you guys were, bottom 10 country in turnover differential, but you're 4-3. How surprised were you about that?
I don't know, Dave. We knew we were going to be really good on D. We knew we were going to be really good in the kicking game. We knew we were going to have to keep coming along offensively. We thought we'd be further along. Obviously, our starting quarterback got hurt and got knocked out for the year again, which very rarely happens 2 years in a row. But the way we play defensively, it doesn't always lead to turnovers because we smother you down, okay? But what it does lead to is a lot of 3-and-outs and a lot of negative plays. So, and then we had 2 4th-down stops. So those don't count as turnovers, but really it is a turnover. You know what I'm saying? So there's some hidden things in there that are kind of offsetting that, where defensively I think we're creating takeaways even though they're not counting as takeaways, if you will.
Can you talk about that just touchdown to Pittman? Just what was the call there and just what you saw in the field?
Yeah, so it was just a normal 4 verticals concept that we read. I thought Zach did a great job of moving his eyes through it fast, which shows progression and growth. It was something we had run already earlier in the game. They really bracketed Brownlee on the bender, and he went outside to Pittman and made a great play, man. And he was a great play because he did exactly what he's coached to do, which allows his talent to take over. His eyes were right. He had his eyes in the right spot at the snap. He scanned through his progression perfect. He got the number 2 in his progression really fast. He had to vacate, and he made a great talented throw because he is talented. And when his eyes are right and he's moving fast, man, he can really take off. I thought he played a phenomenal first half. He was 12 of 14. His one of his 2 incompletions was an interception where his arm got hit, where he was throwing it to a guy that was wide open. It was a good read too. So, came out in the second half, did not play as well in the second half till the very end. But man, if we could carry that first half over, the rest of the year and really build on that, I think Zach's got a chance to really come on at the end of this year.
Was there a specific reason y'all didn't go for 2 right there?
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons actually. Number 1, if you'll notice on the play we scored the touchdown, we did not have a tight end in the game. That was because one of our tight ends went down on the kickoff return. The other one went down on the play before the touchdown. So all of a sudden we're down 2 tight ends. We take 3 2-point plays into every game. We would have had to run one of our 2-point plays without a timeout to discuss with a tight end that's never had a rep at it. With a young quarterback and everything, and the potential to turn it over, which could have turned it into a 3-point game, I just elected not to run a play with a kid that's never run it and just kick it and go up 6 to prevent a disaster. And then, man, if they score right there in a short amount of time, we got to try to block the kick. On the first PAT, we got great pressure and was really close to blocking it. And so that was all. You know, if we'd had all our tight ends, we'd probably go for 2, to be honest with you. But with the injuries we had at the moment and no time out to discuss it, just thought the best thing to do. Most football games are lost, not won. Let's just kick it, make them drive the field. And if they score, they got to make the extra point too. Maybe we'll block that. So that was the deal.
Coach, you talked a lot about your defense and your offense. How reliable has your special teams been? And everyone's seen that Mason Hunt punt.
Yeah.
Did now. Let's talk about that too.
Yeah, so our punt team has been phenomenal all year, and they were actually phenomenal again Saturday. We had 2 really, really bad snaps, which led to one block being, the punt was way outside of the shield. All right, the wind was blowing hard. I think it affected our snapper a little bit. He came back and bounced back late in the game and snapped well. He's been snapping well all year. But the snap got Mason way outside of the protection. They tipped one, and then the other one, he looked like Christian McCaffrey out there. I mean, I told Frank he's got to start working with Mason on making people miss. But it was a phenomenal play, one of the plays of the game, and just really proud he's here, and he's doing a great job.
What kind of an opportunity is the platform that you guys are going to get Thursday night with ESPN and everything for program growth? I mean, how big is that for you guys?
I think there's short-term and long-term effects of it. Short-term, what it would do if we could win is it extends us, to later in the year. It continues momentum. Where a program has won, 4 out of our last 5 and 6 out of our last 9, 6 of our last whatever it is. But, so we're trending up. We're building the program the right way, and a win versus a great program that's won the league the last few years, that is picked to win the league, would be another step in the right direction. Short term, long term, does it affect where we're trying to take this program and all that? We still got a lot of work to do. We still got, a ways to go with where we're building, and the overall, we got to keep recruiting, man, every day. And that's everybody involved. We got to keep developing these young kids. So short term, I think it's a big jolt, Dave, but long term, I think we got to stay the course no matter what it is. That's not just me. That's that's our program. That's our boosters. That's our alumni. That's our fans. That's our administration. We just got to keep freaking digging every day.
Coach, I think you did as good a job as any coach in the country in the portal, bringing the kids in the portal. Has the portal become a regular part of recruiting in college football, and do you anticipate that changing in any way?
I can only speak for us, Bob, and it is for us, and it always has been. Like I said, every program I've been at, we were about a 60-40 recruiting split with transfers in high school based off the year, because we were at the lower levels. And now that the portal's here, it's pretty much the same. And because of our location, we've got a great high school class already committed. We may add 1 to 4 more. We're tracking about 6 kids right now that we would probably take their commitments. All right, if we got them, and that's it. And then the rest we'll wait to mid-year with the transfers in every way, shape, or form. But the thing we do in the portal now that makes us different than everybody else, our portal kids are our kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to be from our footprint. We already know them. We already have a relationship with them existing from years back. And we feel like they're the type character that we want to bring in.
And so many kids from Mississippi adds, I think, a special flavor to this football team.
Well, I hope so, because that's what Mississippi's special to me. It's special to this place. And I think if we can do it with more local kids, not just Mississippi, but lower Alabama, Panhandle, Florida, Southeast Louisiana, I think that only breeds and adds more and more excitement and builds our... Look, that's what's worked here forever, right? From Bobby Collins to Jeff Bauer, all the way through is when we're doing it that way. So it's a great blueprint, and we're obviously getting back to it.
How important is it for the stadium to be packed out Thursday night?
It would really be huge. It would be huge to help us win the game. And that's the number one deal, right? We all want to win. You know what I mean? We all want to win. And these kids are busting their butt. The staff's busting their butt. Man, I really, 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 really wish we'd band together and pack it out, because it would help us win. And that's what we all want. So, how can we help us win? Well, I can work really hard to coach and develop. Our players can come to work every day and continue to improve and get better and embrace the challenge. And our fans can pack this stadium and be really, really loud when Lafayette's got the ball. And, you know, that's what we've all got to do right now this week.
For the last couple of weeks, you've kind of talked about how maybe Wilcke's nerves have gotten the better of him at times.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think being called upon and making a big play in that moment like you did will help him going forward?
Yeah, you know, Jackson, I think anytime you have success, it only helps build confidence. You know what I'm saying? And so it was great to see me. And he actually made a lot of plays in that game. You know what I mean? In the first half, like I said, man, he was rolling for a long time. And then he had a dip right there in performance in the early third quarter. So, you know, we got to build off what he did early and what he did really late and keep growing and keep developing.
They have a lot of incentives for students to get here. One of them, a Will Hall lookalike
Yeah.
contest. How you feel about that? You going to judge the winner?
Well, we'll let Rebecca judge it. How about that? We'll let Rebecca Hall judge it. She can be a great judge of that. Yeah, we'll get her involved.
So, saw more of the Superback Saturday.
Yeah.
I guess to what extent is that a response to some of the turnover problems?
You know, it's a response to everything we're going through. It's a response to, you know, Ty Keyes getting hurt. It's a response to playing a freshman quarterback and wanting to get him out and letting him catch his breath. It's a response to trying to run the clock a little more to keep our defense fresh. That's one thing we did in this game. We dominated time of possession. We really kept our defensive snap count down. We didn't go 3 and out much. You know what I mean? Like, we methodically moved the ball and stayed on the field, which is a recipe for success for us right now. And you don't get a lot of credit for that with fans and media and all that, but that is good complimentary football, and we were able to do that. I think we had 34 minutes time of possession. Like, that's huge with how we play right now. And so the Superback adds to all that. You know what I'm saying?